What's the best thing about doing youth work?
I think for me, in my role, I get to work with a lot of different types of young people. So that could be one day working in a hostel, to the next day being down in the NGY building working with young creatives, to the next day working with children who've been they're about to be excluded from school. So for me, it's the variety that we do that makes it really fulfilling for me and enjoyable.
What's the best thing you've experienced as a youth worker?
The best thing as a youth worker, for me, it's just opening people's eyes to the arts and being that person that's gave them the leg up. So the best thing about being a youth worker for me, is when that click, that spark goes in one of my young people, and I know that they're probably going to pursue this thing for the rest of a lot of their life.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's creative writing, music, radio, film. You know, that that for me that's the best thing for me. Working in the arts as a youth worker, that's the best thing. Yeah.
Okay.
What differences do you notice in the young people that come here?
I think for me, I really believe in creativity in the arts. You know, that's what I believe in for kind of enriching and benefiting young people's lives. I think the main one is confidence, which is great. If people go on stage for the first time, or they do a radio show for the first time, so we always see confidence. That's a huge kind of outcome for us ticked off. Behaviour, and just we've got a really nice vibe down here on a night time, I think, where we have young people from different walks of life coming in, but for the nighttime creative sessions, it's kind of, we're not thinking about behaviour. It's like, no, we're doing this creative thing, and it's just the kind of the bond they get and how they all feel working together. It's this real special thing, and we see that in our young people. You might have a gang kid working with someone from LGBT, working with a refugee, and they're all working together for this common goal of creativity. And I don't even know what it is that is changing in them, but you can just see this kind of, I guess it's unity and community cohesion that they get working with all people from different areas. It's just amazing, and I think that's one thing that the arts does. It brings everyone together, and that's really special.
And what's the hardest thing about youth work?
I guess you might not believe this, but I'm not the youngest youth worker in the world. I'm 48, and youth work's all about relationships, and it does feel a little bit more difficult as years go by to kind of relate to young people as much as I used to be able to when I was younger. So I get.
And what's the most challenging thing you've ever experienced as a youth worker?
I've experienced a lot of challenging things as a youth worker, and going around America on my scholarship, I learned about a thing called secondary trauma, which I don't think we reflect on that much in this country, which is people working with people in trauma. It's the trauma they get from working in that trauma, and we kind of overlook it. I think I'd have definitely overlooked it in the past. But you're gonna experience these kind of things working in with the groups and the young people and the place that we work in. But hopefully the positives and the good outcomes outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
What's the best advice for someone that wants to get into youth work?
Good question. I would say find a youth organisation and go and volunteer for them. Build up some experience, get your name known, learn the little techniques like we've discussed today. Yeah, and volunteering. We take most of our staff through a volunteering programme or through participants who then came through a volunteering programme. That for me is the best way you can do it. Easy peasy.